try and convince you that you do not need to be a trained engineering sort of expert or a machinist to build yourself a locomotive. My understanding of how many EAs there were, how many E10s there were, how many Z19s there were, how many A93s there were, is minimal. 8 more conversions were completed in 1909 to 1910 to know every single detail of the history. And to be honest, it's so confusing that the experts seem to be a bit confused about it as well. All right. The thing is, it had the steps. To me, that's the important bit. It's the bit that sticks out. It's the bit that you can see. All right. Now, this is called a Bissell truck. I think that's, if I'm right. It's a 2-wheeler. It's at the front of the loco. It has, as you can see, disc wheels with 4 holes in them. About 6 months ago, I said to the executive, look, there's some people that I think that have been involved in our hobby for a long while. They've done a lot for our scale and for New South Wales outline modelling as well, that I think need to be recognised. Peter and I have been friends for a number of years, and like so many of you in the room, I got to know him through the hobby and through his retailing efforts. And at the time, Peter, that I approached Peter, he was very friendly, very approachable, couldn't give me enough detail about what he was doing and how he was doing. But the thing that sticks in my mind then, and still sticks in my mind now, was that he said, look, I'm modelling in O scale, I'm modelling New South Wales, I just want to make sure that other people have access to the stuff that I've got. He said, I never made any attempt to make out that it was the most detailed, the most high-end stuff in the world, but considering the number of models Peter's produced over the years, the quality of the product and the way it's developed, and the impact it's had on our scale. Thank you very much. All right. What I might do is I might hand you the award. It has got your name on it. If it's got a spelling mistake, too bad. Who has done a lot for our hobby. So congratulations, Chris. Well done. And you deserve it. For sitting in the back, Dave Morris, come over here, please. You're trending. Now, in some ways, Dave's probably one of my best friends in this hobby. Dave's the person who's been involved in this hobby and our scale in a very intense way. He's a man that's passionate about the detail, he's a man that's passionate about the rolling stock, and he's a man that's also passionate about this hobby. His contribution has been, I suppose, mainly to Waratah Models, but when you consider the fact that he was the initiator of Stringy Bark Creek, he's heavily involved in Aracoola, and what those layouts and what that has done for our scale, I don't think anybody could deny that this man has probably done more than anybody else to perpetuate our hobby, perpetuate the ability to model New South Wales in this scale, to model O scale in this state. Dave, I couldn't pick a better recipient, mate. Well done.
Now, I thank everyone for their support over the years. It grew way beyond what I was ever expecting it to, and got to the point where it was just too big for one person to do. So anyhow, thanks very much for your support over the years.
It will be a Generation 3 one day, and I hope to be part of it. Aracoola's got a few more years to go, but in the meantime, I'd like people to consider maybe working towards getting the, I mean, I know they're big layouts, but when it's all shared, the task is a lot easier. And I do think that those large layouts, as well as small layouts like Trevor's been trundling out and so forth, they attract public attention. And probably one of the proudest moments for me, you know, scale, apart from receiving this award today, is that Aracoola pulled out 4 trophies this year, and I mean, that's just amazing. And the thing I found surprising was that it won the public vote instead of the Lego one.
I'd like to congratulate Bruce on his participation in the raffle, I guess, and to all of you for your support to the forum as well. I'm chuffed that you've had the opportunity. Congratulations. There's a number of people I need to thank on delivering the loco
also. But it's been fantastic that I've been able to do it here today.
One more. John Parker's just given me a heart attack by telling me that how he thinks the speaker should be fitted. And generally speaking, that will take, in my experience, if you want working marker lights, for instance, to mill out or drill out all the marker lights and install them, get the nano LEDs inside and all that, that takes almost as much as it does to build the kit.
Building was cut, that's 40,000. One of the reasons that I wanted to send it around, I do want to point out mistakes, but I also want to point out that if you look at the back of it, there are no windows in there, and that's deliberate, because I think some kind of trim on the building, and the rough edges disappear when you pop in the windows and stuff like that. But particularly the English are recommended. We actually think that it will do a better job than the scan and cut, but the scan and cut is very much easier to use. All of the machines that you look at, they basically claim the same thing, which is the yellow stuff. You'll notice with the silhouette that it says use your scanner, no upload offsite.
This is part of the challenge, to replicate what it is or what it was. With this scale, you tend to be more focused, and in what allows you tend to spend less money, if that's one of the priorities. I'd rather build a small layout in a large area and know I have a chance of finishing it, which I think is very important too. No aluminium, any of these new ideas. I just stuck with the old ideas because I was familiar with them. The mod just sits on a folding table, is constructed out of ply and pine and 2 pieces of tempered masonite face to face to give a smooth sliding surface. And the 2 bits of masonite face to face, it's
when we were kicked off, we thought we were going to be able to put the 2 trailers by devious manipulation into a 20-foot container. Now we're up to a 40-foot container and 3 trailers, which doesn't help. Gary? No, Gary, can't quite read the last name. I've got it on the list here somewhere. Yeah, but I assume he comes from Phillip Street, Sydney, and he doesn't look like he's here tonight. Gosper, it could be.
No, it's Gary Crocker.
Gary Crocker, is it? Ah, okay.
Gary Crocker.
Not Gary Crocker, Gary Crocker. Gary Crocker.
Oh, he's a friend of yours.
Oh, I remember now. Gary Crocker. Is he a real good friend of yours? And a bit of sort of like dark art. The heat is generated by high resistance at a small point of contact when the circuit is completed. When you're using it, which for a couple of seconds, apart from that, the power is off, except being plugged in obviously, which can be a disadvantage. Also the probe, which you deliver heat with, is very fine and can get down into very confined spaces where a conventional light
a little bit more clumsy.